Hi, how are you, Nikki? How you doing? I am getting myself ready. I try to connect to the internet in my room, in my area that I have designed for my lives, and the internet wasn't working well. So, change of plans. I've been having to do a lot of that this week, and I'm over it, but welcome to the live. How are you tonight? I just got some fresh sheets out the dryer, so I'm about to make up my bed right quick and do that, and then I'll be talking to you guys while I do that. I had no idea that I wasn't gonna be able to connect in in my workroom in my area that I have designed to do my um gardening show. So as you saw in tonight's topic, we are talking about gardening and what may be your 2020 vision for your garden. Um, I am doing better with possibly what I'm gonna have, what was a success for me versus what didn't work out so well. So I'm coming to, you know, I, a conclusion, I want to say, on what's gonna be it. Are you a gardener? Do you garden? And if so, let me put up here, what zone are you in? Because that is the um, way of being able to find out what you can grow. And I'm just thinking that because I've been trying to grow collards in my area and greens, but I have not been successful. So I did some talking to some people in the area, and not many of them are growing collards either. So I might have to give up that hope and dream and just go to a different kind of greens. But it's not going to totally be off the map. It's just that I'm going to be trying to grow something else that's similar. Because, like I mentioned in the last video, um, the kale works fine. The kale I'm able to grow. I just cannot seem to germinate, get the collards and certain kind of greens to germinate. So that is what I'm going to be talking about today. And stuff like that. So let me do this real quick. And are you a gardener? Have you gardened at all, Nikki? I'm still here. I took a trip to Walmart, as you saw in the last video, if you watched it. And I'm probably going to have, as soon as some of my moderators get here, hi, Garden for Cheap. Um, have them drop that link in the chat so you guys can see what happened when I went to Walmart. Um, just popped in. How do you start your seeds? Because I'm so new at it, in the past, whatever happens from whatever I dropped is what happened. So I haven't even been gardening a year yet. And so whatever I have gotten to germinate over the past year, a few months that I've been doing it, is what has happened. But if something happened with it, it's because it was by a whole accident. And so many things are popping up now that I haven't even been trying. So I put seeds down in the last at toward the end of the spring gardening season, and they are just now coming up. So I didn't know nothing about patience when I started. Nothing. I didn't know nothing about being patient. I didn't know nothing about germinating. I didn't know anything about any of that. But having to start all the way over with my soil and just learning how to be patient has taught me a lot. I'm not sure if I'm better with the patience skill, but I know. I just watched your video. Oh, good. So you saw my trip to Walmart. That was very interesting because I noticed that maybe a lot of people are being patient enough to wait to wait for the seeds to germinate. And I think that I've watched enough people that have used seeds, but at the same time, my seeds in this area have not germinated when I originally put them out. And I'm not sure if it's just because it wasn't the right conditions, or maybe I needed to store the seeds right. Yeah, germinate. Seeds have to be a certain temperature to germinate. And see, I'm learning about all that. That's where I'm in the earlier stages of being a gardener and not really um, at a teaching stage, but I'm trying to, learn. So um, yeah, they have to be at a certain temperature. And this area is just so different because one day is hot, 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 hot. Like this past few days, the temperature here has been in the 70 to 75 throughout the day. But then at night, because I'm surrounded by mountains, it's freezing cold. The temperatures are freezing. And so it's kind of hard to make a determination as to when to even plant the seeds. Should I do everything indoors? So seeds need plenty of water, can't dry out. Okay, so how I store the seeds is important. That's really good to know. No worries. That's how you learn, by doing it. Um, I know a lot of people told me last year when I was trying to plant the carrots in the summer that they are colder weather um, seed or plant. And so now I dropped all those seeds back in the summer. They are actually starting to come up. So I want to do a garden walk update probably next week sometime. I also put a lot of beets down and nothing happened. Nothing happened. And then, but now that the weather is cooler, they're coming up. So I might have to germinate inside to acclimate to the outside, then should be fine. So that's what I'm thinking as well. Hi, Mrs. Green. Thanks for the day for day. Yes, welcome to the live short bus. I appreciate your support. You are appreciated. So back to the seeds though. Um, it's interesting how they can just hang out there and then out of nowhere just spring up. They are just up. And I gotta do an update. I might record that tomorrow. I might go out there and show you guys how out of nowhere carrots are coming up all over the place. And the sweet potatoes are actually forming. Like I watch other people's videos and their stuff is like up, out, and ready to go. And mine's is just, hi, Keita, how are you? My little carrots just popped out of nowhere, just like within the last couple of weeks, and they're growing fast. While everybody else, because of their weather and everything, is pretty much down for the winter. They're I don't know. They're just coming up everywhere. So I even planted um, some seeds in these grow bags, and I started to take the grow bags and just kind of dump them out, and just kind of give the soil some more nutrients, or even put it back with the soil that I've been working on a certain side of the garden. But okay, good. So what was I saying? You're on the mend, but okay. I want to get an update about how the juicing is going too, Keitha. How are you doing with that over the last couple days? What was I saying? So I was gonna take that soil that I had put in these grow bags, and you'll get an idea because when I go out there and do my garden update, I'm gonna actually share that. There's stuff growing up in there, and I don't know what it was because I wasn't patient enough to label it, and I wasn't actually patient enough to I didn't think that something I planted 4, 5, 6 months ago was gonna actually start growing up now. So there's stuff actually thriving out there. Like in my compost pile, I think it's potatoes because I looked at Nick's Picks, one of Nick's Picks. I don't know if you guys have seen Nick's Picks, but I looked at one of her videos and she identified one of her plants as being from potatoes. And I know I've had to throw some rotten potatoes out there in the compost pile. And I'm wondering if this whole plant that looks like it's really thriving is potatoes. Cause I was like, I don't know what this is, but it looks good. It's healthy. And I really don't want to rip it up because it really, 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 really looks good. But I think it's potatoes, you guys. I really do. I think it's potatoes. So I was in the hospital and have to go back tomorrow, but the juice I have to start back tomorrow morning. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I didn't know you was in the hospital because you've been faithful at the lives. You could not tell that you had a break. I hope that you are doing well. Um What did you tell your doctor that you're juicing? And what did your doctor say about it? And I pray for you to have some strength. That it makes me want to go harder on what I'm doing because just because. But yeah. So let me see. I gotta pause for the cause. I have to stop and say a little prayer for you and just get myself together because stuff like that kind of makes me feel like I need to be talking about juicing right now and not the soil in the garden. So, on one hand, I'm excited about the garden because, as you saw with not this last video, but the video before that with me making the juice, I was able to get stuff from my garden and bring it to the table, which is the ultimate thing that a gardener wants to do. The ultimate thing is okay, not just being a gardener, but did you bring what you've been cultivating to your table? And were you able to use it, or are you just out there um, wasting a bunch of money and time? So that was one of the things that I decided I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't in this backyard spending a bunch of money because I go hard on stuff and talking about a garden, but not being able to bring what I'm out there spending my time on for myself or my family to be able to use. So that's it's very important that if I'm spending the family's resources on seeds or on things to help have better soil or water, for example, that I can bring that stuff in and make sure that it's useful. So that is one of the things that the reasons why I developed a chart and make sure that as part of my goal is to make sure that I'm taking the next necessary steps to bring things from garden to the table. And you'll see that on some products in Walmart too. I saw that garden to table. It's a whole product called garden to table. I don't know what processes they went through, but it's supposed to be organic as well. But I don't trust nothing from no bottle. I don't. Even though I still use stuff, I'd rather prepare it myself. Thank you for the prayers. No talk about your garden and soil. I need help with that. We purchased some fruit trees. You did. That is one of the major reasons why I came to YouTube, even though I have been watching YouTube videos on how to do this and how to do that, and just posting videos of my family. One of the main reasons why I started binge watching some of the gardeners was because I moved into this house and my trees were suffering. You know, that was the main attraction on why I moved in here. And I didn't know how to care for her. I did not know how to care for the grass because I've been in an apartment and condo living. So I didn't have to worry about none of that. The grounds were covered. But once you get into a home and then we have this HOA and they want to come by and check on the grass status. And I wasn't used to caring for no grass. So I was like, well, we got to find out how we got to get this grass green because they're going to serve us up a fine. We ain't paying no fine. And so then I started looking at the trees, and even though I was happy about just getting anything off of them, I was like, you know, these little bitty knots that we got for peaches, they don't seem like they right because grandma's peaches was way juicier and sweeter than this. So I started binge watching other people's how to care for citrus trees and how to care for their trees. And so I was able to learn how to fertilize properly and how to do all that stuff. But because the time that I learned how to do that was just off, it was May, walking right into the heat wave of summer and me being in a whole different environment that I was used to. So I had to learn how to care for this garden and how to make sure these trees, you know, if I'm gonna be spending money on them, produce, you know, at least decent edible fruit. So I'm still walking into that truth. Look, I'm still walking into that truth. Big Ben reacts to BBR. How are you? Welcome to the live. And it's good that you want to know how to garden properly. And hopefully some of my friends who know how to, who has more experience than I do, will show themselves in the live so that you can get more help with or and connect with them too. So you can learn how to, you know, care for your garden properly too, because I'm still in learning stages. And while I feel like I know more, a whole lot more than I did before, I still have a lot of growing to do in the area. I'm no expert in this garden at all. So that's why I decided to dedicate like this Saturday night to gardening. So let me finish up here. Who all is here? Um, let's see. And I did end up getting, if you saw that video, I did end up getting that pack of kale. And I'm going to be very interested in seeing. Hi, Marley Music Channel. Welcome to the live. I'm gonna be very interested in seeing how they turn out from seed, and I'm gonna be patient and document from me putting the seeds in the soil to them actually germinating and seeing what I need to do this time versus sticking a whole bunch of seeds in some soil that may not have enough nutrients to support their growth. And then, my expectation is always so grandiose on every level. And it's like, you need to bring it down, Tisa. You need to start from beginning. You need to start all the way over from the beginning and just go with that. Because the grandiose idea that you had of having plush everything is not happening. So we shall see. I'm making up my bed. Thank you. I will do research about it. There's a lot of people. I could probably give you some people that and I'll do it on Instagram since they're not here. Um, Unless they pop in, um, just kind of share with you who some people that I watched are, some shout outs on who I think like beginning gardeners should watch, because there's some people who have that gift of being able to share how the basics work. Let's see. Thank you for sharing out the stream, Marlon. I'm gonna run your link in here in a minute. Um, okay. Hi, Rocky Mountain High. How are you? I have got to figure out what is going on with my internet connection in that other room, because this is like this whole week I have had to reroute the whole entire plan on me going live. So, you guys bear with me. Internet's not working okay. StreamYard was, am I the only one that's having some issues with StreamYard too? So, yeah. Somebody don't want me to be on live. All right. Hello, hello, hello. That's what you're saying. So let me get my phone out. I'm gonna share the stream too. Okay. I like the intro video you did as well. It was great. Thank you so much. It as soon as I have been working with this artist for a minute, and I just told her basically what I wanted, and as far as ideas go and what I wanted her to say, and she just gets me like that. She just was able to, it's taken some time though, but she just was able to whip it up, and just it I was brought to tears when I heard it. And um I just said to myself, wow, just like the other one, it's the same artist, but the other one, the Never Give Up. And I waited. I told her my ideas. I said, this is my 2020 vision. And she just was able, and I said what I wanted to say in it and stuff like that. And she was just able to get the tune, because I might be able to write the song, but as far as finding the tune and everything and how it's supposed to sound, she is just very artistic in that way. And so when I heard it, I was like, I gotta get this out there. I just, and I started thinking about my mom. And so I was like, oh my God, this is crazy how, this is like my whole vision of what I wanted to cross into the year. It's like my whole vision board right here in a song. And I feel like when you hear the song, you should think about what I'm doing on my channels, all four of them. Um, and so that's why I was like, oh my God, this is like me. When you hear the song, you should be able to see me in that song. So I appreciate you for bringing that up. But I wasn't going to, because I've been kind of emotional about it, but it's all good. I think it's awesome that people like it, because I shared it on everything. And um, especially for people who, know me on my Facebook page, and just know the journey that I've come from over the last couple of years since that day. Um, it's just insanity. But I feel like this song is a way for me to kind of heal too at the same time. So I appreciate you for bringing that up. I have to go back and watch it. It's on my Tisa Renee Green channel. I was going back and forth over where I was going to post it. Like, it's a lot of work to have more than one channel. It's a lot of work. And so, and to maintain all of them, and going back and forth on which one should I post it to, which one should I use this for. And that's just the intro to the song. because that was the only way that I can get it out there as an intro. But there's a video with exactly, how I want to post it with videos. Is going to go, "Hi, Bingus. How are you? Welcome to the live. I appreciate you for stepping in, and hopefully you can tell us a little bit about how good soil, no matter what you're growing, you still need good soil. And as a gardener, you still got to have, the foundation of having good soil versus and, having a plan for everything. Yeah, really everything. But yeah, so that kind of threw me off a little bit. You guys have been in my feelings. Good to see you. Um, I'm about to see you in a minute. I'm still working on some stuff in this room. There was a change of plans in my multi-purpose room. I'm not able to get internet services in there. I haven't been for a couple of weeks now, so I got to see what's going on with that. I use a straight perlite medium with Blue Planet nutrients. That sounds good. So, um, straight perlite medium with Blue Planet nutrients. What's Blue Planet nutrients? I don't know that. I got my I gotta see what you're talking about. Blue Planet nutrients. Can you explain? Fertilizer. Um, it's a plant food. It's fertilizer. And what's your what zone are you in, Bingus? Blue Planet. Let me see. Blue Planet fertilizer. There's a lot of things that come up. Blue Planet. Look, that popped right up. Oh, Blue Planet nutrients. Parts per million. Just looks complicated. Delicate plants, cuttings, and seedlings can experience fertilizer burn if the nutrient solution strength is too high. Once the plant begin growing and have developed a healthy root system, the strength of the nutrient solution can be increased. Some plants prefer a milder nutrient strength, while others grow better and produce better quality fruit with a higher concentrate. The stronger your nutrient solution is, the more food is available to your plant. Yeah, I think I talked about I live in Oregon. I think I talked a lot about fertilizers and making sure that when you do fertilize, you don't do it like when it's too hot out. Like you do it at a certain time so they don't burn up the plants in your dilution. The way you dilute the nutrients is not too strong because it could actually kill the plant. I think I talked about that over the summertime. You live in Oregon, so you probably trying to think of what your zone might be because it gets cold over there. It's different. It's different climate from over here. The video should be about. Okay. Okay. So flushing the plant before the harvest of the fruit allows the true flavor to express. So you growing on the inside. An Ecuador type environment indoors for my plants to grow naturally. What does that mean exactly? With grow lights and stuff like that? Is that what you're talking about, Bingus? Because you probably got a lot of snow and stuff like that in your area in Oregon. And right now, that's why it's so important to make sure you know what zone you living in, because you need to actually grow according to that zone. I couldn't. I haven't decided yet whether I want to grow indoors or not because the weather, even though the weather is kind of crazy here, it's so hot in the middle of the day and then so the temperature just drops at night. Um, it's kind of hard to decide. So since I have broken down half of the garden where nothing is growing on it at all except for the micronutrients in the ground, and creating the, I don't want to say perfect soil or environment for new seeds and seedlings to grow up in. Um, I'm just allowing right now. So whatever the rain is producing out there and whatever I planted um, over the summer and didn't come up is just coming up right now. And then I'm just maintaining. The only thing that I intentionally put out there was the kale and the celery. And while they're seem to be thriving and growing up a little bit, they're not actually, and there's still that hasn't changed. And I think it might have a lot to do with the fact someone said that I need to kind of fertilize it. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow because it's gonna probably be warm in the day. So I'm gonna go out, not too hot, because when I say warm, I'm talking about like 70s. Um, and then at night, the temperature just kind of drops to like around the 30, 40 range. I use indoor lighting and create my own environment. Are you, Bingus, are you, growing any kind of fruits and vegetables or just flowers? Just flowers. I need to get some leaves. I really want to juice them, but I don't know who to go to. I thought about just growing my own and because I really want to juice the leaves, not the flowers. So, um we shall see. Let's stay connected. Let's see. Have you tried to grow anything outside of that, Bingus? I juice the leaves daily. You do. And also take a gel cap daily. And how is that working? Because I definitely want to know how that's working for you. Hi, Backyard Gardener. How are you? Welcome to the live. Um, I'm interested in the juice. I'm interested in having the leaves. And so I've been giving a lot of attention to because I can't seem to get any leaves locally. So I want to juice the leaves, but you do you juice the leaves and the flower too though? Great. And you? I'm doing good. I was in my feelings earlier, but now I'm okay. I have had a 4-time bypass heart surgery with my plants. I no longer take or need pharmaceuticals. And there you have it, everybody. I so need a different page on a different planet. Um, the flour is turned into oil for gel caps. Okay, let me take some time to reread that. Um, you missed it earlier where I was saying how see this is about to turn to something else. We're about to leave the gardening. But I need the gardening because just like, Bingus. Like you can't talk about gardening without talking about your health. So it kind of goes like hand in hand, you know what I mean? So if you're growing and you using what you grow for your health, I think that's where I'm headed. And I think that every single time I try to talk about this conversation, it seems to be a partnership. Like, how can you be a gardener and be growing things and not be talking about what those things are doing for your health? So I've had to swallow a couple of times since I read that. So I need to not figure out, but I'm doing my best to make sure that I have a healthy garden so that my entire life can be healthier. So I want to make sure that I bring the the things that I'm trying to cultivate in the garden into my house so that I can talk about how those things from the garden has changed my life. So you all the way off of medications because of what you're doing in your yard, in your garden. I need to find me some seeds. What is that? Can we talk? I need to get back to basics on the Can We Talk system, on the Can We Talk series. It has activated the endocannabinoid system within the human instrument. The endocannabinoid system is designed to keep the human instrument in balance. My heart doctor fired me. I bet. I bet he did. I like that. My heart doctor fired me. Or did you fire him? Or a combination of the two? Hmm. The flour is turned into oil for gel caps. Very, very, very interesting. So, looks like I need to be doing something different on one side of my garden. Don't be surprised. I'm not bringing that inside though. Don't be surprised if we need to talk a little bit more, Bingus. Um, Not sure if, well, yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All I know is I want to bring some of those leaves into my juicer. All right, hold on, you guys. This conversation is going to be amazing. Let's see. Right, I've learned how to do that, but that can really add up. And let me just tell you that in our earlier conversation on just juicing alone, I talked about, my story of not smoking. I can't smoke anything. I have asthma. And not that I would want to anyway, but I was able to dilute it in a different kind of way and mix it in with my juice. Because I don't know if you've seen any of my videos, but if you have been to any of my daily lives, you'll know that I juice daily. And so, in order to shrink my fibroid tumors, it was proposed to me from a doctor because I was like, absolutely not. I had just given birth, and you know, this is not the way I was going to be, um, and caring for a newborn. But after suffering for probably about another year, I was open to any and everything to get out of that pain and to make some changes. So I started making tea, making a tea, and then eventually adding that tea to my juice. Juice is life. It is. You can cook with it and make rubs and oils. Yes. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I'd rather have it in my juice because um it's fresh, and it gives me like this fresh start of, and it's not a high. Like some people just don't get that. It's just the total benefits of having it in your system that doesn't even give you a high. It's not like you're sitting around high all day. Um, which was why because the notion that we're programmed to believe that that's all that this particular 420 will do for you is have you sitting around forgetful and high all day. And that's not the case. We have to completely change our thinking process and how we feel about these things, to start getting a better understanding that the health benefit of things versus, what people used to do with these things back in the day. It's totally different. Not the most tasty, I must admit, but mixed with other raw juice, it is not bad at all. Yeah, it has a flavor that um is very potent, but um and you're right, it's not the most tastiest thing, but when you mix it with other raw juices, it actually is very good. Um hmm. Backyard said, "Hey Bingus." Yeah. So it looks like that's going to be the topic of discussion for the day. And so, I'm going to let you guys know. I'm going to keep you updated, but for sure, it might change some of the areas of my growth for my garden because I need to, like I said, I need to make sure that if I'm growing stuff in this garden, hey, Robert Lee, um, that it's going to be used to be brought from the garden to the table. And that don't always have to, it don't always have to be fruits and vegetables. If you want to leave, just continue to let your plant veg and don't take it into flower. Okay. And don't take it into flower. I have one plant that actually is very sweet, but I never have enough of the leaves to make juice daily. Hmm. That's very interesting. Yeah, I need to get more into how I can get this into my fresh juice daily going because but with the ginger, I haven't still been in the pain, but I would like to get more of this into my system. I really would. I have bred a few plants to assist in specific inflammatory illnesses. Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. It's really good to know. We're gonna have to talk. Um, hmm, So when you juice though, Bingus, what other things are you putting in your juices? What else are you juicing? That's good. That's good that you're open because I need somebody who's open for a discussion so I can just kind of carrots mostly. Oh, we love carrots. Carrots come in, they don't mess around with your life. They don't play with you at all. So I do my best to, but anything I can get fresh. Yeah. Um and you have not decided yet to grow any of them. Because if you can grow the flowers and the veg that come with that, you could probably grow other things too. Hey,
Hi,
what you doing?
I'm really hot in my lips and I'm kind of thirsty.
Kinda. Can you kinda get yourself some water?
Water? Mmm, water. I'll get it.
Great. Can you get it and get out?
What about
Mm-mm.
never mind?
Yeah, never mind, Daddy. Goodbye.
Ooh,
Ooh, it's late. It's way past your bedtime. Ooh, good night. Yeah, I was thinking so that that if you can grow it at its best, um, then you could probably grow other things too. I was so tempted when I was at the Walmart. Thank you, Marlon. Like and share the stream, everyone, if you can. I was so when I was at Walmart, I really wanted to get more than I got, but I'm a little bit more reserved when it comes to spending as much as I did last year on experimentations. So I have a whole lot of seeds, a whole lot, and I might share that. But there's like I want to say 100 or more packs from just last year alone because I was excited. So I was like, "Ooh, I could grow this, and I can grow this, and I can grow this," and just dropping seeds everywhere. And nothing was well, something was happening, and then it was getting burnt up by the heat of the summer. So I'm gonna use that house too out there, that greenhouse that I got from Amazon and me and my boys put together. I'm gonna actually use that. Been there before. Did you do that when you started out too, backyard gardener? Bingus, when you first started out, did you guys shell out a lot of money on a bunch of stuff and then just have this grandiose idea of what you wanted, but then that didn't happen? It didn't happen. Yes. Learning curves are expensive. Yes. And that's why I feel like I can't buy nothing. And I got excited about that little packet of to come out of there with 2 trays of kale only because I saw how they came up. And then one pack of seeds is completely different than how I was last year. But then just a couple of weeks ago when I was at Home Depot, though, I got all that stuff. I still haven't planted it yet, and it's actually because it wasn't being watered. It was in a dry pack, if that's what you can call it, when I got it. So it's still just that way, and it's still growing, which is odd. Like there's some new leaves coming on that lemonade, that lemonade blueberry. It's not even in the ground or being watered or anything. And I looked at it, and there's some new leaves coming in on it, some baby leaves. So I said, "Well, I don't know what kind of chemicals they got in here on this plant, but it's still growing. And I haven't watered it or anything. It's still in it has soil packed in it. Maybe there's just nutrients you have to water. Okay. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna get out there probably tomorrow and plant everything. And I have the strawberries that I haven't planted. This is probably a really good time to plant them too because um it's gonna start raining. It's gonna it's gonna start raining. So I'm gonna make sure I get everything out there um before it gets dried out or dies. And I did get from the last couple of rains, I don't know if I told you guys, but I have some water saved up out there. And my water bill was only $94 this for the last 2 months. I was so proud of myself because I ain't been watering nothing. Now, one thing. Hey, Marlon, how are you? I have not been watering anything. How many pics do you have? I'm blessed too. Oh, yeah, good, Robert Lee. Are you gardening? You have a good night too, Bingus. Thank you for your participation in the live. I appreciate that because it has me like I need to know about these experiences because I need to know, um if I'm on the right track to what my thinking is. And I believe so because I keep hearing about these reports plus my own experience. I might have some no MS. I might have some no MS. Okay, I don't get that. It might be late for me. Um, Let me see. Okay, you guys, I am going to. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get around to showing my face tonight. Maybe tomorrow. I'll be on live in the morning. I'm gonna be on much earlier so that I can um get my juicing done Gnomes. Hmm? Okay. Um, so I'll be on early in the morning and I'm so stuck right now. I'll be on live early in the morning so I can get my juicing done and I'll be able to share more in the morning. But you have a good night, Robert. And Backyard Gardener, Bingus, thank you for coming in. Marlin Music Channel, thank you so much for being here. And who else was up in here? Rocky Mountain High was here. Keitha was here. And Short Bus Pull Up, Big Ben. Thank you guys all for coming and listening to me tonight. I appreciate that. Garden for Cheap was here. I'm gonna check out all of you guys' pages. Garden for Cheap. This was his first time in the live. Her first time in the live. I think I met her through another live from earlier today. And I was highly impressed with what I saw. She has a very awesome connection to the soil. I think that's where we met today in another Gardener's Live. So that was pretty cool that she was able to come and see us. Glad to be here. Good night, everybody. Have a good night. I know it's late. I'm gonna do my best to share what exactly I'm gonna be doing with this channel, and I know that my schedule is gonna switch up a little bit, and I'm gonna have more. I need to have an appreciation night, but I'm not sure what night that's gonna be on. But just keep checking my about section, and you'll be able to see what's gonna be going on in this channel. And I also, yeah. So good night, everybody. Happy Saturday.